My name is Jenn Tucker, and I am 37 years old. I wanted to take a second to talk about the Hamilton trained program and specifically working with Grant. I'm only a few months in, so a lot of my feedback is real time, like, what's going on now and not the past or, something that's already happened. Before I started with Grant, it's interesting. I was doing a lot of the same things that I do now, as in like watching my calories, um, weight training, and stuff of that nature. But um, I was doing it with such a restriction, thinking that a certain number of calories was the magic number and that would cause weight loss. And I wasn't over restricting, but it was just a mental hurdle for me to get over, to eat more calories. Because when I first had my conversation with Jared, I told him that that's part of what made me miserable, is that I wanted to eat more calories, and things. I think it's well within everyone's right to eat more calories, but I was so afraid to do it that I just didn't. That paired with the fact that I wasn't really seeing the progress that I wanted for the amount of weight training that I was doing was frustrating as well. I wasn't seeing my body kind of morph into what I wanted. And ultimately, my goal is tone up, lose fat, and just be healthier. That was me beforehand. I had followed Jared for a long time before I actually got the courage to reach out to him and schedule our call together. And once we figured out that we were a good fit, I decided to join and take that step for me. That was a big thing because I realized that it had been a while since I had done something big for me based on family stuff and work and all that other stuff you're always doing for others. But it's very important to look at yourself and what you're doing for yourself with self-care and, mental care and all that good stuff. So now I'd say 3 months in, I can already see things have done a 180. After getting to know Grant a little bit, and telling him about myself, one of the first things we did was up my calories. And I explained to him my anxiety behind that because I was always so afraid it would impede on my weight loss. But for the first time in months, I started losing weight. To see the number go down progressively each week was very encouraging. It kind of changed my mindset and broke down the barriers of what I thought was the golden rules of weight loss and what I should and shouldn't do, and all of the, kind of culture that we're all immersed in with social media, stuff that's kind of unattainable and doesn't make sense. I can say that within the past few months, I've lost more weight than I have since the beginning of COVID. COVID was when I decided to start weightlifting and really pay attention to my body. And I think that's because COVID felt like such a time where things were out of control. So I wanted to find something that I could control. And it's worked great for me. So since the beginning of COVID, I hadn't lost very much weight. It would fluctuate because I thought that I was eating less than what I was and self-sabotage into, well, I can't do this. But starting to work with Grant and having someone to talk to and someone who can, not only do we check in with each other each week, but I know that I can contact him anytime. Hell, I can contact Jared anytime and I will get a response. It doesn't matter. I think everybody on this coaching staff cares about their clients and they care about everybody. They want to help everybody. And I think that's awesome. Since having Grant, I've noticed the weight loss. I've noticed I'm starting to tone up because he's introduced different exercises and he's tailored it to my specific needs because I have back issues and I have some limitations. So he's done some pretty kick-ass workouts for me, even with using dumbbells. And I'm progressing more than I have in a long time. And that's just so awesome and inspiring. And I just can't wait to do more and see where this goes, because this is a journey for me. I'm not doing it because I want to do any kind of bodybuilder contest or anything like that, but I want to be the best version of myself. And that's my ultimate goal that Grant and I figured out together. And it's only up from here. So really excited about what's to come. The most impactful thing during the process, I think, is the mindset shift. Thinking that one food is bad and one food is good, or set of calories are bad and a set of calories are good. I am free to voice my concerns. He tells me his thoughts, and it's a very much a team collaboration, which is awesome. It's not somebody yelling at you like in the shows, telling you what you need to do, and it's very much a collaboration with not only Grant but Jared. I think just the mindset aspect has been the most impactful so far, because it I can't speak for everybody, but I think my issues before joining training had a lot to do with my mindset. Even though I had the best intentions, it was, misconstrued, and just breaking through that barrier was the biggest, has been the biggest thing for me so far. Like I said, it's still early, so there's lots of room to grow, and we'll see what happens. In terms of the money, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that it was easy to make the decision. Well, I'll say at first it wasn't easy. I am a fairly anxious person in all regards. That's just how I am. So when I talked to Jared about it, we decided it's a good fit. And when we talked numbers, yeah, it was a decision that I had to make. Do I want to make this leap now? Or do I want to continue down the road that I've been going, which is kind of a road to nowhere? And that's what it kind of came down to. That plus the doing for myself and doing something nice to jumpstart where my fitness journey is going. So I know money is a big thing with everybody, but I highly encourage anybody who is thinking about it but is nervous about the money. It's gonna it's already paid off in the way my mindset is, the way that I feel about my body. Um, in fact, I'm already thinking of, joining Grant for a second year, because I can't imagine not having him on this journey, wherever it may go. So I would definitely encourage those who, are a little bit hesitant about the price to really consider it. I know Jared gives a lot of giveaways too to kind of help offset that. He has a lot of groups that he does, and he will give away calls. He'll give away 6 months of his coaching program, which is awesome. I've learned not to be so closed-minded about things. There's no one size fits all for weight loss, and that applies to a lot of life. It's kind of taught me not to be so quick to make assumptions about things and think that I'm doing something wrong or I know it all or anything like that. I kind of can take a step back and say, okay, let's learn a little bit more about this. Is there, if I'm problem solving, is there another way to attack this? Is there more that I need to know? It's taught me that, an issue or challenge or whatever you want to call it can seem like there's one way to go about it. But as Grant has told me, there's multiple ways to go about it. And I think that fits for fitness and every other facet of life. In terms of biggest wins, I think I'll reiterate the mindset thing. That's been the biggest. I would say the second biggest win is just the way that I look at myself. I'm finally getting my body's finally starting to look the way that I've wanted it to look for a long time. And I think that, just having that confidence, and it's not for anybody else but me. Would I trust Jared and his team with my friends and family? Abso-freaking-lutely. I talk about them all the time to my friends, especially Grant, because he's my coach. And I can't recommend them enough. Seriously. I'm sure there's a multitude of coaching programs out there, but this one just seems like a family. It's just really awesome. So, like I said before, I feel like if I couldn't reach out to Grant, I could probably reach out to any one of the coaches and ask them for their opinion, and they would be fine with, helping me out. So, all in all, it's been a great experience so far. I highly recommend them. I can't wait to give an update, in a year or that. I will let you all go and wish you all the best of luck in your fitness journey. Thanks.